Alright, coming down to the Ford tractor shop, you can see it's a pretty big mess up front. I got my GT6000 going. This is the deck to it. I still haven't mowed with it since I repainted it because I don't have blades for it, but as soon as I get blades, I'll be testing out the mower. I have a Hughes mower for now to just keep the grass trimmed up, but GT6000 will mow anything you can fit under the deck. Anyway, Ford tractor update. Huge changes, I know. This actually should be in that cabinet over there. Bought this fuel filter just to have a spare. It's a 5/8 or 5/16 line fuel filter, but I can squish a 1/4-inch line on it if I need to. Golly, tools everywhere. I don't even remember having these out. Anyway, you saw the video on my new toolbox already. Oh yeah, it's locked up. I always keep it locked at night just in case those rubber seals shrink with cold weather and the doors slide open, or drawers, not doors, and tip the toolbox. I don't really want that to happen, so I just lock it. Just my insurance policy. Got all kinds of wrenches out. Those away. Well, put that screw that's not complete yet. Anyway, yeah. Big Ford tractor update, as you can see. Sorry about this little dot right here. It's a chip in the lens. Yeah. I have the crankshaft and all the pistons and conrods out. I didn't take apart the timing. I didn't really think that was necessary for what I was doing. And I don't want to screw around with putting it back together and getting it timed and all that, because it was perfectly timed before I took anything apart. I know that for a fact because it ran pretty darn good except for the engine knock. Anyway, we just ordered all kinds of new bearings and seals last night for this thing. Actually, not the bearings yet, because I wanted to take a look and see if these were like 10 over or 20 over bearings. But they're regrinding the crankshaft to 30 over, and parts are available for up to 40 over, so I should be able to get 30 over connecting rod bearings. But whatever these are, I'm pretty sure I'm just going to leave these the same. I don't think I'll have them grind those out more or less or any. Right, they can't add metal. Well, I guess they could, but whatever, I'm not going to have them change it. Yeah, the parts to the governor right there. Parts are pretty much everywhere for this tractor. It's such a small shop. No room to put any parts. Still haven't cleaned up the head yet. I wanted to get a die grinder, air die grinder. Tony has one and I like it a lot, so I think I'm going to get one for myself. Put a high-speed wire wheel on it and clean this up. I have a wire wheel for a drill, but it just doesn't, drill's not fast enough to do any good. But yeah, that's pretty much what's been happening. I know it's a mess in here. I knocked out a couple of the dents on these fenders yesterday, or on this housing. There's still a couple left that I missed, but I'll hammer all those out today and probably take off these fenders and start, or I might even start straightening them out when they're still on the tractor. I have a rubber mallet to straighten out this little wrinkle here, and I just see what I can do, get these as smooth as possible. And my mom is really good. This is hand painted, by the way. Hand painted on there. It's raised, but it's hand painted on the raised part. Whoops, sorry. But my mom's really good at doing this kind of stuff, so I think I'm going to have her hand paint this red. I think it was hand painted black after it was repainted, because as you can tell by this groove in the casting, it was repainted several times. But yeah, anyway, today I'm going to jack up the rear end with a couple bottle jacks. I only have one more jack stand, so I'll put it in the middle and just hope the bottle jacks stay there to stabilize. I'll probably block it up on the sides where the wheels go, but I'm going to take off the wheels today and get them separated, because these are two-part rims, and get ready to sandblast them and paint them. But yeah, as you can see, I bought myself an engine stand, but I sent the crankshaft off to get redone like a month ago, and it's still not done. I have no idea what they're doing. I saw their machine. It was all set up. They aren't busy, because when I brought it there, it was in like the rush hour of business, and there's almost nobody there. There's a cashier and a guy that organizes the parts. There wasn't even a guy that grinds any of the parts or works the machines, but whatever. They're just taking their time doing it, and I need them to hurry up because it's already almost May, and June 5th is when I have to have this thing at fair. I could probably get the whole thing painted in a week. I probably wouldn't use it until 2 weeks after painting, just to make sure the paint's totally cured. But yeah, anyway, it's pretty close. I'm only a crankshaft and like a $600 internet bill to getting this thing back together. The clutch is in pretty darn good shape. I think I'm just going to clean it up and call it good. But yeah, anyway, that's what's happening. Before I get to taking these wheels off, I think I'm going to take apart this 3-point hitch, because it's just getting in the way. Every time I walk by here, I kick it and like fall, and bad things happen. And I also need to clean up these cords. This battery charger shop saw. There's been a lot of projects going on in here besides the Ford tractor, and it's a disaster. That was from my mom's cat. Had her kittens right back there, which 3 of them died, and she got rid of them overnight. We don't know how they died, but they were alive one day, and the next day they were missing. Then the 4th one died, so I think something was wrong with that litter. And this is just the scraps we were feeding the cat. The other cat who had her litter almost at the same time, all 3 of her original kittens are still alive and really healthy, so. And the second cat I mentioned is the mother of the first cat. Yeah, there's just something wrong with the first cat's litter. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna get to cleaning this. Well, this is the primer I'm gonna be using on the Ford tractor, just basic primer. I think I'm gonna use the same brand, Rust-Oleum, to paint it, because I was talking to the guys and like, what kind of finish do you want to see? I mean, do you want to see like a tractor finish, or do you want to see a Lamborghini finish? And he wants to see a tractor finish, like something you're not going to be afraid to take out and go mow or rototill or plow a field or whatever you do with the tractor. Don't get on to me. I know what tractors are for. I'm not really that experienced in ag, mainly construction, but I do know what I'm talking about when I'm talking about ag. Anyway, back to the tractor. I'm going to be using Rust-Oleum because he kind of wants that kind of tractor-y finish. He doesn't really want something that you want to buff and shine and wax every time someone breathes on it. So yeah, we're going to use cheap paint. And Rust-Oleum is a pretty darn good brand when you're looking at cheap paints. But this is a primer used on bare or painted wood, metal, wicker, and more. So it should work on metal. We're going to be sanding this and sandblasting this down to the bare metal. And then paint it with primer. As you can see, he's already done the edges just to prevent rusting while we were fixing the dents and like working on it and stuff. But anyway, yeah. Also, while I was at Home Depot, I got this Chinese razor scraper. Good for scraping off gaskets and stuff like that are stuck on real tight. Anyway, yeah. As you can see, I cleaned up a bit. Still need to throw away this stuff here. I've got a trash can right over there, that chainsaw box. Throw that away. But yeah, I think I might not take off the 3-point. I don't know. Probably not. not really worth it. I'll probably end up taking it off when I paint the tractor though, so I can paint each part individually, because there's so many parts to the 3-point. I mean, right here I wouldn't get paint under there. I'd have to take it apart anyway to get paint in there. I don't know, I'll probably end up taking it apart to paint it. But enough rambling for now. I'm gonna get to jacking up the back of this tractor with another nearly identical bottle jack. Put a jack stand right under here, block up the sides. Probably right under here, these heavy pieces of angle iron. And then, yeah. And then take the wheels off, roll them outside, get them out of the way, and, well, that's probably all I'm gonna end up doing today. Well, let's just say I found out very suddenly that these are loaded tires. Well, this bolt for the brake drum came off no problem. This one though, I don't even know where the other piece went. Oh, right there. There she be. You can see it's bent. If you're wondering why I'm so strong, well, I use this 15-inch, quarter-inch extension here. Well, I'm pretty sure this one's made of a softer metal because it's twisting without a problem. The other one took a lot more effort to break. The third one, well, it's even softer. I mean, I can bend it just like this. I'm not even holding the brake drum, and I'm bending it. Look at that. Come on, come out of there. Look at that. Garbage. Stuck on pretty darn good. Alright. Jack stand set up. The jack's just barely touching the bottom. It's holding like 10 pounds if anything. It's just there in case this slips out, because I have had jack stands slip out before. The jack is not holding any weight right now, so if this does slip out, it might go down a little bit, but the jack will hold it from going all the way on the floor and like being extremely hard to pick it back up, because there's no way we're getting the front end loader in here to pick the tractor back up and set it on jack stands again. Anyway, yeah, it's there. It's another jack that I was using. But yeah, I'm going to, I tried to get this brake drum off to check the brakes, but this bolt here is being a bugger, so I'm probably going to have to heat it up with a torch and, you know, do torch things and pry it out and stuff like that. Anyway, yeah. I don't think I'm going to take off the other wheel. I'll probably only do one wheel at a time, because kind of, when I get a full set of 4 jack stands, I need 2 more to have 4 jack stands. I'll take off all the wheels and set it up on jack stands, and like take off the fenders and the seat, steering wheel, all that good stuff, and paint the main tractor part. That's how other kids did it, so I'll do it that way. Anyway, now that I got the wheel off and I got it safely jacked up, I think I'm gonna go at, whoops, apologize. I'll go at about, fixing these dents. The rest of the fender looks pretty good, but it's just this back part here. Something hit it and it wrinkled it. Yeah, I'm gonna go about doing that. So these fenders are riveted on to where the only way to really get these fenders off of the tractor from these bolts here that are right now buried in mud and probably rusted all the way through. I'm taking off these 2 top bolts, but this is a rivet here. This is a bolt. Whoever decided to rivet this thing on needs to be shot. Well, I got one of the mains out. It says right here, 20 over. Well, I know what main bearings to get now. Well, I've been scraping away at this head gasket for about 45 minutes. There's a couple places that I've gotten down to the block, but not very many. It's just stuck on so hard. I think I'm gonna have to get a better scraper. This one's cheap Chinese, doesn't really work that wonderful. Don't really want to use a wire brush or a wire wheel or anything like that on here because I have a risk of scratching in here, and I also don't want to compromise the mating surface for this gasket for the new one. So I'd rather just scrape it off with a razor scraper, but I think I'm going to have to get a better one, heavier duty, because I've been doing what you see here for 45 minutes and really haven't gotten very far. I just washed my hands, and that's what washed hands look like for me anyway. All of these distributor wires are different lengths, so it's pretty easy to figure out which ones go where when I go to put everything back together. Anyway, yeah, I think I'm done for today. I'm going to go upload this video because I know you guys are dying for an update on this tractor. But anyway, got one of the wheels off, and I tapped on this with a hammer and a punch, just tapping on it, trying to break loose some of the rust. I got that one out, and then I poured all kinds of penetrating oil on it, which I'll do again. I use Aerocroil and PB Blaster are both two very good penetrating oils that I use quite a bit. I could kill a can in about a week just using it out around on the ranch. I use them so much. But I really don't like spraying penetrating oil before you crack it loose, because it really doesn't do very much good unless you can kind of like cup the penetrating oil around the threads, but you can't on something that's laying horizontal like that. What I mean by like cup the penetrating oil is like this, these fender bolts. You can see there's a bit of coil in there. I just screwed the nut back on a bit and put the penetrating oil in there. And that will seep down in between the nut and the bolt and kind of help loosen it up a bit. So I'll keep working with them until I either buy new ones or I can spin them by hand without a problem. Anyway, yeah, I think I'm done for today. Like I said, I'll go upload this video. See you guys later. Thanks for watching this update. Sorry I had to wait so long, but I really didn't feel like doing it very much. Yeah, let's go.